What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and we're back with Kingdom chapter 554. I apologize for this being a little bit late, but Kingdom released at a really weird time yesterday, so I wasn't able to release this video yesterday. So yeah, this chapter was pretty much hype up for Heki, basically showing us that he isn't as useless as he's been made out to be up until now, showing us that he's actually capable of doing things without other people's help and actually able to fight against these guys by himself, which I think is really good, because a lot of people like myself think that Heki is just completely and utterly useless. Everything that he does, he just fails at. And that's not because I dislike Heki at all. Like, I actually really like Heki's character. It's just that every time we see him do something, or every time we see him attempt to do something, he fails. And even when he's trying to make up for his previous failures, he ends up failing at redeeming himself, which is extremely bad considering the situation that we are now in because of all of this failure. So I really do think it is good that we're seeing him actually do something and showing that he's competent, even if it is only just for this chapter, and even if he does end up getting wrecked next chapter, at least we know that he's got some sort of talent as a general. And when I say talent, he even said himself that in this chapter he doesn't do anything out of the ordinary. He basically uses the fundamentals and basic strategies to such a perfect degree that they're basically unbeatable, from what he was saying. Like, yeah, he may not have all of the flashy moves and extremely high risk strategies like some of the other generals like Raboku or Osen, but he understands the basics to such a level that it will take quite a bit for you to get past those alone. And I think that that's really good. It may not be as entertaining to read because we don't get that wow factor, but as a general, I think that it's a good skill to have, because then at least all of your strategies are reliable, they're tried and tested, if that makes sense. But then again, it also makes them really predictable, so there's a plus side and a downside to all of that. If anything, Heki kind of reminds me of Mogu. Like, he's the general Mogu of this generation, using all of the basics and basically taking things easy, not overthinking things. And I'm hoping from now on we actually see him get the job done and not fail all the time. Like, I really want to see him be successful in more of the things that he tries to do, if that makes any sense. So yeah, Hara really showcased Heki a lot this chapter. And I guess this is also shots fired at all of the people that say that Heki paid his way to get where he is, because everyone's always saying, oh, he's only a general because his family's rich and he never actually worked for it. Well, if he didn't actually work for it, then he wouldn't be able to do these strategies that he was able to do now to such a degree, because the only reason why this was so strong was because of hundreds and hundreds of hours of training. And any general who just paid their way to get where they were would not be on that same level, would not have that same type of experience. So yeah, this is a massive shout out to Heki. Let's talk about their opponent for a minute though. I don't actually remember this brother's name, but he was the one that they said was most ruthless last chapter, I think. And that really does show in this chapter, because he sent all of his horsemen out to go kill Heki's men, right? And the second that they got rebounded, he literally called for them to retreat and ordered that all of those men were killed for failing, which is insane to me. Like, it makes absolutely no sense for him to do that, but he's just so ruthless that he doesn't care. He's willing to lose those extra men just to teach the remaining people that he has on his team a lesson, and that's absolutely savage. But I guess it just goes to show the difference between the Kwangrong mountain tribe and Yotanwa's mountain tribe, because these guys seem more like the people that rule through fear, whereas Yotanwa rules through respect. I'm sure that Rozo has gained a lot of respect from his men as well. I'm also talking about this guy that Heki's fighting currently instead of Rozo, but yeah, you can really see the difference between those two. But this guy does seem pretty strong personally. Like, I'm really interested to see how Heki takes him out, or whether it will be Katari and Kitari that are the ones that are able to take him out. Honestly, at the start of this chapter, when Heki first said that he wanted to go up against these guys on his own without Katari's help, I was honestly really skeptical, but he really did put up a good fight. Or should I say, he defended himself pretty well considering the odds. And I like the fact that he wasn't actually afraid to ask for Katari's help when he realized that he would need it, or at least he has them on standby just in case he'll need it, which is good. Like, he's not forcefully trying to prove himself anymore like he was a couple days ago. Like, remember when he first lost all of the food? The next day after that, he really wanted to prove himself and really wanted to redeem himself, so he threw himself into the action and ended up losing a shit ton of men. Like, that's the type of Heki that I don't want to see. But this version of Heki seems way more level-headed, and he's actually weighing up his odds and making his decisions based on those odds, which is honestly really refreshing. But yeah, we also got a little bit of Baijo in this chapter and a little bit of the Figo King. Baijo's part was probably the most hype because his battlefield just seems so fucking chaotic. And I know that we didn't really get to see those guys clash, but it's just from the sound effects that we heard over from Heki's side of the battlefield, and then we cut over to his side and we just see a shit ton of horses, a shit ton of troops, just all going at each other, and then Baijo standing there like a fucking boss. So I'm really looking forward to seeing more of Baijo's battlefield, because that's gonna be hectic as fuck. Like, Baijo fighting alone is hype as fuck to read, so with him being in command of Yotanwa's army at the same time and fighting possibly the strongest person aside from Rozo on the Kwangrong tribe's team is going to be hype as fuck. And yeah, the Figo tribe side of the battlefield might be interesting too, but honestly that's the one I'm looking forward to reading about least, even though I'm sure Haru is going to do a really good job with it. So yeah, as always, I'm just more and more hyped for the upcoming chapters, and I'm especially excited to see what Yotan was going to do and what her request for Old Man Emperor was. So yeah. Overall, I thought this was a solid chapter. I know a lot of people might not like it just because it was focused so much on Heki, but I honestly really don't mind it because, as I said, I do like Heki's character and I do like seeing him get that shine. So yeah, this was really entertaining for me. But let me know what all of you guys thought of the chapter in the comment section down below. Like the video if you did, and subscribe if you haven't already for more of that Kingdom content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. 1.